Right now, we're in a buyer's market, and that changes everything for sellers. There's over 8,000 homes for sale right now in the Fraser Valley. Buyers have choice. What worked in 2021 doesn't work for you in 2026. The number one mistake we're seeing sellers make right now is overpricing their home. And the problem is, it's actually costing them more money in the long run. Honestly, we get why this is happening. Over the past few years, we've seen a really strong market. Homes selling quickly, multiple offers, prices pushing higher. Maybe your neighbor sold for a great price. Maybe you've been watching headlines or hearing stories from friends. So naturally, a lot of sellers are thinking, why wouldn't I push up the price a little bit? And on the surface, that makes sense. But what we're seeing right now in Surrey, Langley, and across the Fraser Valley is a very different market. Right now, we're actually in a buyer's market. The sales to active listings ratio is around 10%, when a balanced market is typically closer to 12 to 20%. So what that means is there are more homes available than there are buyers. And that's where you can really feel it right now. There's over 8,000 active listings right now across the Fraser Valley, which is actually about 50% higher than the typical seasonal average. So buyers have options. They're not rushing into decisions, they're comparing homes, they're watching the market, waiting for the right opportunity. So when a home comes out priced too high, it actually creates the opposite effect of what the sellers are hoping for. Fewer showings, less interest, and ultimately, no offers. And here's where it really starts to hurt. Because once a home sits on the market for more than a couple of weeks, buyers start to notice. They begin to wonder what's wrong with it. Even if there's nothing wrong at all, then comes the price reduction. And sometimes another one after that. And instead of creating excitement, the home starts to lose momentum. And there's something else we're seeing in the numbers. Homes are taking longer to sell. Right now, it takes roughly 40 to 45 days on average, depending on the product type. So buyers have time. There's no pressure. They don't feel like they have to jump into something that's overpriced. You don't get a second chance to create a first impression in real estate. The first week on the market, that's when your home gets the most attention. And if pricing isn't right from the start, you miss this window completely. Now on the flip side, what we're seeing from sellers who are having success right now is a completely different approach. They're pricing strategically. Not underpricing, but pricing in a way that gets attention. That brings buyers through the door, and in some cases, even competition. Because when a buyer feels like a home is well positioned, that's when you see stronger interest, more activity, and better offers. The goal isn't testing the market. The goal is to position your home so that the buyer sees value right away and feels confident in their decision. Every home is different, every situation is different, but avoiding this one mistake can be a huge difference between whether your home sells or ultimately buyers walk away. So if you've been thinking about selling, just want to have a conversation, we're always happy to sit down with you, go through the market, and give you a clear picture of what your home is worth. Because at the end of the day, the right strategy up front makes all the difference.